something that says that we have to write only about black people, and you have to, you know what I mean, that there's a little thing that says we're going to
Look,
dictate.
the very first thing that a writer has to face is that he cannot be told what to write. You know, nobody asked me to be a writer in a way, they didn't know in any case. In any case, I chose it. Since I'm a man, I have to assume I chose it. Perhaps, in fact. I could go, perhaps, in fact, I didn't choose it.
Perhaps you were chosen.
But in any case, the one thing you have to do is try to tell the truth. And what everyone overlooks is that in order to do it, when the book comes out, it may hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to do it, it had to hurt me first. I can only tell you about yourself as much as I can face about myself. It's happened to everybody who's tried to live. You go through your life for a long time, you think that no one has ever suffered the way I've suffered. My God. And then you realize, you read something, you hear something, and you realize that your suffering does not isolate you. That your suffering is your bridge.
Mm-hmm.
That many people have suffered before you. Many people are suffering around you, and always will. And all you can do is bring, hopefully, a little light into that suffering. Enough light so the person who is suffering can begin to comprehend his suffering and begin to live with it and begin to change it, to change his situation. Mm-hmm. We don't change anything. All we can do is invest people with the morale to change it for themselves.
I agree with that. I'm pursuing this because it's something that keeps coming up that personally I'm interested in what you have to say. But the same argument, I agree with you as a matter of fact, but the same argument you hear say, they say, well, why should a writer be free to write what he wants? When, say, a teacher is not free to teach what he wants, or a postman.
A teacher who is not free to teach is not a teacher.
Yeah. That's true.
If I assume that responsibility, then I've got to be free to teach the way I see it. Angela Davis is precisely in trouble, not for all those nonsensical reasons given by those impeccable, honorable men like the governor of California and the head of the FBI. Not for any of those reasons, but because she was trying to teach. And to teach in the situation in which black people in America find themselves, really to teach, is a revolutionary act.
Yeah. You solved it for me, because it's something I keep hearing. And they always say, well, why should the artist be free to do what he wants to do when nobody else is?
The artist is not free to do what he wants to do. The artist is free to do what he has to do.
When, in fact, everyone else should pursue along those lines. Yeah, that's wild. I hadn't thought about it that way. It's God's truth. I've been having revelations a lot lately. It's a personal thing.